Well, in the middle of last week, we obviously got one of the big stories that obviously shocked us, that maybe the Glazers are obviously willing to really take United off the market anytime from now. And what happened? The stock market in the US, New York, just saw the Glazers lose close to $500 million worth their shares onto that stock market. And guess what? A big story is going to have to be put out by Mike Keegan, a man who is at the center of this, confirming to us that United Takeover sell talks are on. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys and where you watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're already watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Let's see close to 300 likes matching this video. I know most of you really had lost hope in this, but finally the hope has been given back to us. Now, we're also talking about Harry Maguire. Guys, very much shocking that he's willing to stay at Man United to fight for his position. And lastly, Lisandro Martinez, the metatarsal injury that he got towards the end of last season looks like it never healed completely, and it looks like he might really see himself on and off, as confirmed to us by the Argentine national team manager. Now, we thank God for the gift of life, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And to all the Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu fikum, and let's set this and roll. Now, we are having Mike Keegan, you know him very well, comes in from the Daily Mail. He has gone ahead and obviously confirmed to us that sources close to Sheikh Jassim Al Thani and Sir Jim Ratcliffe disclose that they have not been informed that the sale of United is off. Those close to the process say nothing has changed. Now, this is a very huge factor that obviously gives us the best of news that we want as United fans, because we don't want the Glazers here. To me, all I want is them leaving. Even if they leave in January, even if they leave in October, even if they leave May 2024, all I want is them to leave, because they've done all the damage. They've done all the damage. And all I want to let you know is that time will come, the Glazers cannot be at Man United. I understand there are very many sources of income that are going to come in through that are going to help them run the club, but they don't have the money to build the stadium, right? To improve the facilities at Carrington. So that is what they don't have. I know for that money to buy, it's going to be there, especially buying players. I think they can obviously provide close to £200 million per season, because if at all they've gone ahead to provide close to £200 million in this summer, where the financial fair play rule could only allow them to spend 120 plus £50 million from their pockets that they went ahead and borrowed again. That means next summer they're obviously going to be having some good money to operate on. Do you know why? We have £90 million from Adidas. We are having Champions League football. We can get close to 60, minimum £50 million just going to be in the Champions League, and I know we can obviously add on some 30 if at all we go through the group stages, round of 16, and I know we might be knocked out at the round of 8, but I think we can even compete further much better if at all that squad is reinforced into the January transfer window, meaning that we can find ourselves in a situation of going through even to the semi-finals. That is it. So we can raise close to £80 million from there. That is 170. A shirt sponsor deal is expected to come in through very soon. That can get United £100 million. That is like £300 million. Now when you add on the Tezos, is it TVC, the one who advertises onto the sleeves of our jerseys? So that's a lot of money for Man United, and these Glazers will still have the money to run the club. But the money they won't have is the money that will take us to the dream club we want to be, and they don't have the money to build the stadium. Most people want this stadium to be renovated or a new stadium to be built. The facilities are really stinking, decaying, and stinking to an extent that even the employees at Manchester United had to obviously start to distribute what we call demonstration brocures. You get? Because where they are working from, the situation is really alarming. So those are the factors that are going to have to lead to the Glazers not to be able to obviously be at the club. Even the gate collection, matching revenue is going to increase because you're having Champions League, football, the tickets have been increased, their price. So they'll be having money to obviously buy players at the club of Man United. But the problem is going to be they won't be able, hear me out, they won't be able to obviously find themselves in a situation of not selling because they don't have the monies to run this. But what are the talks? What followed that after the sources of Sergio Ratcliffe and Sheikh Jassim Al Thani confirmed us that they've not been told the team is off the market? They went ahead and told us that negotiations over the sale of Man United are continuing. Ongoing talks are aimed at bridging what is a substantial gap between the current bidders and Glazers' evaluation. So we all understand the problem is all about the Glazers' evaluation. What's the Glazers' evaluation? The Glazers' evaluation is £6 billion. Sheikh Jassim Al Thani believes it should be 5.5. And I know what is going to cover up all this. You know, if we start performing well, you are not going to hear any story that is being published about the Glazers. That is it. Even if it's published, it won't make sense. That is it. Remember, during the summer transfer window, did you hear any story of the Glazers make sense? No way. No way, it never made sense. You know, because all the fans were so much focused onto the window. And if at all we start winning, you'll see things somersaulting. You know, these stories are really making sense because we are really not winning. We lost to Arsenal. That is it. But if we beat Brighton, you know, beat other teams that are going to play, maybe get a draw at Bayern Munich, come back to the Premier League, get a win, of which I believe the coming in of Sofiane Amrabat is really going to be a very huge boost in the team of Man United, especially in the midfield, because other factors or other areas of the pitch have been performing very well, but the midfield has been really lacking some quality and physicality of Sofiane Amrabat, meaning that we can go on a run of like 5, 6, 7 wins in a row that will obviously take us to the level of forgetting about this. But I promise you, here onto this channel, I'll obviously come in through and obviously bring you news concerning the takeover, provided it's coming in from a credible source. So the United takeover is still on, but the Glazers are still trying to bridge the gap in between them and Sergio Ratcliffe and Sheikh Jassim Al Thani of £6 billion. That is it. So let's wait and see how that pans out, because I would like to let you know that everything is obviously going the right way. And let's try and pray hard that we obviously get ourselves to where we want to be as a side of Manchester United. But I know they will sell, but I think they'll sell when that figure rises to 6 billion. That is it. I don't see them selling if that figure doesn't raise to 6 billion. These guys are really big-headed. Even if they demonstrate to the fans, they're not going to care. A story was put out there that the Glazers don't even care about the demonstrations. That is it. Unless otherwise, you know, it reaches an extent when the fans of United say, we are not going to attend the match day. When that stadium Old Trafford is totally empty, that's when they will obviously say, all right, we are being hit in the pockets. Now we cannot run the club, because they are using the money that we pay to obviously run the club. Those funds that you see, the 75,000 match day goers on every game, are the reason as to why Adidas is doing that. The 1 billion fans of United that do buy the shirts for Man United, right? That do buy the merchandise, you know, for Adidas and so on and so forth, are the ones that keep them going. Not until we hit them in their pockets, that's when we'll obviously see these Glazers leave. But I know the more they force it and stay here and cling here, these fans are obviously going to come up with a solution that maybe let's empty the stadium and they'll finally sell off the club. That is it coming in from Maguire. Now let's talk about Lisandro Martinez. Having been told that Lisandro Martinez has been really not injured, he just had a simple pain in his foot. Gaston Edul and All About Argentina has gone ahead and confirmed to us that Lisandro Martinez suffered a big knock 2 to 3 days before the Arsenal game during the training in the same area, and he had surgery on 2 months ago, and against Arsenal he felt pain in the exact area. That's why he walked off the field of play. Now we know the exact reason as to why he walked off the field of play, and when he went down, Erik ten Hag noticed it and said, I need to get this player off the field of play, and he did that, as you see him there with Lisandro Martinez, and Ten Hag knew exactly what really took place. But the Argentina national team manager has gone ahead and obviously told us another huge update about the injury, all the pain that Lisandro Martinez saw himself get during the game of United versus Arsenal. That is Lionel Scolini, the World Cup winner. He said, it's not necessary that we risk him in any case. If he's available, we'll evaluate whether to use him or not. At first, for tomorrow match, it would be little rushed. We will see for the second match. That means Lisandro Martinez is out of the fixture of Argentina today because they are not obviously going to use him, and they don't want to obviously risk him. And obviously today Argentina is taking on Ecuador, and Lisandro Martinez is really not going to feature into that fixture because of the problem he really had in his metatarsal, and they don't want to obviously complicate it. And to me, I think it's better not him to be played because these games are not all that serious. Argentina will go through those South American World Cup qualifiers. So I think it's high time he rested a little bit. Even if it means not to play him against Brighton, let's not play him because we don't want to see him really miss out on the game of Bayern Munich. Because if you play Bayern Munich without Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane, then that will be bad news. That is, let's wait and see how that pans out. But Lisandro Martinez is really having a little bit of a pain in the metatarsal, where he really got a surgery towards the end of last season. Then Harry Maguire wants to fight for his place at Manchester United. That's coming in from Fabrizio Romano. One of the annoying stories that you obviously get from a player who has been shown that is not wanted at the club, and he wants to make himself important. That is it. He wants to make himself important. Now, if you want to fight for your position at the club of Manchester United, why did you come out that you have nothing to prove at Man United? Because you said during the English international break that you have nothing to prove at Manchester United. That was last season. Now, a person who has nothing to prove at Man United shouldn't be really fighting for his position. So these players come out and really make statements that obviously went ahead to shame them, because if he really had nothing to prove at Man United, then why would he fight for his position? And secondly, the manager's gone ahead to show you that he doesn't want you at the club of Man United. Then why do you cling? Why do you cling on? A team comes in through, you want to be sold, and you say, I'm going nowhere. So that is stupid of Harry Maguire, and I think he needs to really level up his game and obviously understand that his time at United is over. He's not needed. He's not wanted. And it's one of the problems that is costing us, because Todibo would have been one of the players be playing to that position. Would have gone ahead to sell him to West Ham, use that money to get into Todibo. That is it. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But your thoughts on United takeover sales ongoing between Sheikh Jassim Al Thani, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and the Glazers? What do you make about it? And what's your say about the Lisandro Martinez injury update and Harry Maguire wanting to fight for his position? I sign out for now. Bye-bye.